To answer that, we need to talk about parallel universes.
All right, folks, how we doing today? How are we all doing today? We're gonna watch some Cringe tonight. Watch some motherfucking Cringe. I just got a strike, well, not a strike, a warning on my channel for content. My stream after the election, I think it was the Saturday after the election, got flagged. It was subtitled Afterglow for inappropriate content. It's just a warning, though. I don't even think it's listed still. Fucking unlisted stream from 4 years ago. But them's the breaks, you know. We're all on borrowed time here on these interwebs. So, you should send me shekels while you can, so we can save up for Bulbatopia. And if you don't, I mean, you're terrible, terrible grass type. Dashy Rogue says, what the fuck, why? Oh, come on, do you know they don't give you a reason? Community guideline strikes. Okay, yeah, sure. But we got some Cringe to talk about tonight. We got some motherfucking Cringe, all right? Now, we're going to start with the appetizer of the evening. Our good friend, Davis Arini. Now, I have something very special. It's on the Sigma channel. I have something very special. This is some vintage Cringe, okay? This has got to be at least 10 years old. I want this. I mean, the vibe of it is from like the 90s, but Davis, that probably means it's like from 2007. But we're gonna get to this. It's special. It's special. Oh my God, is it special? Steve's Jerky says, I'm going to wife swap you with you, Beckloff. I'll let you borrow the Dark Queen for the night. I'll borrow Lenore. I'd almost be willing to take you up on that offer. Waifu swap. That's a new show. Waifu swap. Where two fucking smelly nerds swap their gross animal pillows. Oh, that's disgusting. I'd tune in, though. Fucking train wreck. I'd tune in. Let's see. At least you're among your good friends like Medicare. Well, remember, Medicare doesn't have internet friends. Important safe tip. Don't ever assume you're Medicare's internet friend. Somebody says, who runs the Sigma Supreme channel? He's basically admitted it, but I don't want to quite say it, just because, I don't know. I don't know how public he is with that, but it's not me. It's not Matt Forney. I'll give you that hint. It's not Luke. And it's not Dashing Rogue. So I just narrowed it down a little bit for you. Maybe you can guess. But we got some classic fucking Cringe here. Okay, so this is classic Cringe. Flavored cigarettes ban. Arini re-upload it. Are you all strapped the fuck in? Because it's going to hit you hard. Like today's a really hot, humid day. And when you're in your air conditioning inside, and then you go out, you step out, you open that door and you walk outside, and that hot, humid air hits you like a fucking wall. Well, when this screen goes from black to what it's about to go, the Cringe is going to hit you like a fucking wall. So I just want to throw that warning out there. All right? I just wanted you to brace for it.
So, last week the FDA went and...
Wait. Can Can you even hear that? Let's turn that up. Last week, the FDA went banned. I also love the Canadian talking about talking about what the FDA did. Let's back that up a little. We got it all the way up. Okay.
So, last week the FDA went and banned flavored cigarettes. Now, supposedly, this is to stop the kids from picking up the habit. But we all know the real reason behind this, don't we? I can already hear the laughter coming from down off the mountain as you breeders think about the poor work.
You breeders. You breeders. Maybe I misheard that. Was he saying you readers? Because the sound balance in this is atrocious. Not that I know how to make a video, so glass houses and all that. But you breeders. You breeders. Some of you may or may not be aware. What part of Baltimore is that? I'm not sure. You breeders. Some of you may not be aware, but that is a term I used in the LGBTQ plus community for the square heterosexual normies. You breeders.
Class stiff that likes his wine tip cigars, or the...
Back that up a little bit. I want to make sure we...
On this, don't we? I can already hear the laughter coming from down off the mountain as you breeders think about the poor working class stiff that likes his wine tip cigars, or the beatnik smoking his clove cigarettes.
The beatnik smoking his clothed cigarettes. Why? I imagine the beatnik smoking his clove cigarettes would be very confused as to how he time traveled from the year 1955. He must have passed out in Marty's fucking DeLorean. The beatnik. The beatnik. Fucking breeders, am I right?
Wine tip cigars, or the beatnik smoking his clove cigarettes. Now they're sitting home and lonely, and you guys can't get enough of it. You're just loving the fact that the world is one step closer to your suburbanite, homogenized, obsequious nightmare utopia.
Fucking suburbanites. Am I right? Fucking suburbanites. You know, this does sort of, the hyper trad types, the really, really hyper trad types, you know, the kind that do rail against suburbia, modernity, all this other shit. They're basically leftists. But you can't be a fucking leftist and feel like a rebel anymore, so they gotta be a trad. Which I think is why Davis became a trad. It was the way of feel. You used to be able to be one of these fucking, be a guy like this and feel smarter than everybody. Those fucking breeders. I'm smart. I read a whole bunch of issues of Transmetropolitan and took it really fucking seriously. So I'm smart. And but now you gotta be like, I read a Wikipedia article on the catechism. So I'm smarter than everybody. So back up a little. We don't want to miss any of this. This is top shelf cringe.
Obsequious nightmare utopia. Except the joke's on you guys. Because you see, none of these laws are actually hurting any of the major tobacco companies. No, they've been behind this from the beginning. All this does is kill their competition. You see, of all the flavored cigarettes actually banned, there's one exception, menthol, because that's the one the big three tobacco companies actually produce. So, of course, they're not going to ban that because they're going to lose the money. All you've done is eliminate their competition. Oh, when are you people going to wake up? None of these laws are actually about serving the public or making the world a better place. It's all about the controlling society, expanding the bureaucracy, and eliminating competition. Now, right now, I know you guys are having a blast kicking around the lower classes, but it's not going to be too much longer until you show up at your favorite golf course and find out the green movement's shut it down. The only exceptions are going to be the private country clubs that you can't afford to go to. Listen, the regulators don't care about you. They're nothing but a bunch of pinheads who like to jerk people around. And the CEOs are nothing but a bunch of pompous jerks that think you are swine. They want to walk all over you, and you breeders are helping them pave the way over the backs of your...
He did say breeders. I'm not here. What else would that... He said breeders. He said it twice.
Are swine. They want to walk all over you, and you breeders are helping them pave the way over the backs of your fellow citizens. Soon enough, your vote's not going to matter. Not at the ballot box, and sure as hell not at the supermarket. Well, way to go, suburbia. You're killing democracy.
Way to go, suburbia. Fucking suburbia, am I right, guys? Fucking suburbia. Okay, now, as with many things Davis says, he, I'm sure he read it on a blog post somewhere, but he does have a point. The regulators and the corporations, man, yeah, they don't care about you. It's true. And increased moralizing regulation, it never works out well. But remember, Davis is also the man who, even at this point, supports marijuana bans. See, cigarettes are the drug he himself is addicted to. So that's okay. See, back then he smoked because no, let me put it this way. He smokes because he's fucking addicted to it. If you're a smoker, I hate to break this to you, you're a fucking drug addict. Like, let's not fucking mince words here. You are a drug addict. You're a very pathetic, horribly addicted drug addict at that. I've never known a smoker who wasn't every bit as addicted to it as your fucking crack whore sucking someone's balls for a nickel. Okay? The difference is you don't have to do that to get your fix. But take a look at any fucking prison and you'll see what a smoker does to get their fucking fix. Alright? You are a horrifyingly addicted drug addict. And I'm not even saying this to throw stones at you, because believe me, I have a laundry list of sin and vices. They just don't happen to be that. All right? But I'm not looking down on you when I say that. I'm saying that because somebody needs to fucking say that to you. Okay? You need to at least fucking own it. You are a fucking drug addict. All right? I know Arini, he rationalizes his fucking addiction. Back then, no doubt, by it makes me look cool, it makes me look like a rebel, and now he thinks it makes him look sophisticated, and I look like fucking Frank Sinatra with my whiskey glass and my cigarette. No, you don't, all right? But no, just so we're clear, if you're a smoker, I hate to break this to you, you are a fucking drug addict. You are a horribly, horribly addicted drug addict. And cigarettes is one of those things that Davis will... You ever notice with Joe Rogan, how, like, when he has a guest on, he kind of, like, at least half-ass pretends to agree with them to play nice and shit? Unless they even remotely question, like, marijuana. Like, I remember Steven Crowder on there one time was like, yeah, I'm not really for a marijuana ban, but, I mean, marijuana's obviously not good for you. Don't tell me it's good for you. And Joe Rogan just flipped his shit with this mild disagreement and gave him this giant fucking lecture on all the largely fucking pseudoscience about how marijuana is the fifth fucking food group. It's the same thing with Davis. If you ever seen him on a stream, he loves to, like, play the nice guy because he can't debate, he can't argue with shit. But once you go after cigarettes, oh man, if you touched a nerve, he'll fuck it. He will. That's a hill he will die on. Because he's fucking addicted. And he knows he's addicted. Somebody in the chat, he smokes because it's classy, protects your lungs from radiation, and boosts your IQ. Definitely not because he's addicted. That would be preposterous. The camera person was bagging away like the whole slam poetry was a bad idea out in public. Yeah, no shit. Was he an open homosexual at this point? I don't know. I don't know. By the time I discovered him, he had well already latched on to the trad Catholic cosplay. You know, you ask, was he a homosexual? I will answer your question right now. No. Davis Arini is not homosexual. He is not bisexual. He is not even heterosexual. He is not anything. That is the terrifying truth of Davis Arini. He is not actually anything. He is a shadow. He's not actually anything. He's a liquid. He's whatever he's whatever vessel he has been poured into last. That is his shape. He is a shadow. You know what a shadow is? A shadow is not actually a thing. It's an optical illusion created by the absence of a thing, light. It's actually an interesting video on Vsauce years ago about how it's called like the speed of dark or something like that. It's about how a shadow can actually move faster than the speed of light. Because this doesn't break the light speed barrier because a shadow is not actually a thing. He said like a theoretical experiment, if you were to like flash a light on a far enough away surface and put your finger in front of the light, you know, if you could clearly see the shadow and all, if the light was that powerful, I imagine the light would probably burn your fucking finger away if it was that fucking powerful. But, you know, move your finger from one side to another, theoretically the shadow can be far enough away that the end of that shadow is actually moving across that surface faster than the speed of light. Doesn't actually break the light barrier because it's not actually a thing. Yes, hey, Vsauce, Michael here. I haven't really watched him lately. It's one of those things where, you know, as Bane might say, victory has defeated him. He's almost gotten too big for his own good, and there kind of reaches a point with a lot of guys where that sort of success sort of affects the quality of their videos. That said, though, he has put out some really good videos over the years that explain some very interesting concepts, in a very entertaining way. People in the chat here. The Shadow is an awesome pulp character. Razorfist's second channel is dedicated completely to him. I didn't even know he had a second channel, to be honest. But yeah, the Shadow is a pretty cool character. I seem to remember that Alec Baldwin movie from the 90s being kind of underrated. I want to go back and watch that again. But anyways, we have more cringe. So he says Davis says whatever was popular 5 to 7 years ago. That's you're not wrong. All right. Well, enough Davis. Enough of Davis. We've covered Davis too much here lately, haven't we? We are going to watch some more fucking Owen Benjamin. All right. Now, as we learned yesterday, Owen is starting a cult. He's getting money for a timeshare. He also believes that David, you know, the king of Israel, whose adventures and misadventures are depicted in much of the Old Testament, that David, after defeating Goliath and killing him, then bit the end of Goliath's dick off. This is the thing Owen believes. We have yet to figure out why he believes that, but we saw him losing his shit at somebody who questioned him on that. Now, we are going to watch. I want to find him on here. Again, Milker Nation has a fantastic edits of Owen's thing, Owen's streams. You could say, oh, he's taking them out of context, and I mean, you could say that if you're an idiot. Okay, I want to watch this one first. All right. Vox teaches bears how to check email. Okay, we gotta watch this one first. I gotta show you a thumbnail too. Oh my god. Did you see Stefan Molyneux got showed from Twitter? I did not. I did not know that. Somebody said, I can't believe Razor still likes Spoonie. I don't get that. I really don't get that. And to be honest with you, I kind of think that's part of why he doesn't come on here anymore, is I was too harsh on old Spoonie. But yeah, Razor Fist White Knights for Spoonie a lot. Oh, he's not well. Leave Spoonie alone. He's not well right now. I don't get that. Spoonie would line Razor Fist up against the wall if he could. But whatever. It's his concern. I mean, good news, Spoonie. At least one person will mourn you when you finally work up the balls to kill yourself. All right, so look at that thumbnail. That's amazing. This channel's great. This is entitled Vox Day Teaches Bears How to Check Emails. I got to check this out.
I understand that it's easy to send people emails. A number of you, especially some of the Bear subscribers, you were definitely sent invites. If you're a Bear subscriber, the chances are very good that you've got an invite and that you haven't found it. Again, if you're a Bear subscriber, the chances are very good that the email was sent to you and you haven't found it. 4 out of 5 Bears that email me to tell me that they didn't receive an invite were definitely sent an invite. 4 of the 5 had in fact been sent invites. 4 out of the 5 that I checked, several were people that said, well, I checked and I haven't found anything. You might think you didn't get an invitation, but what that really means is that you don't know how to search your email. It's important to understand that not all of your email goes directly to your inbox. It's important to check your spam. It also goes to spam. Again, check your spam. I just found my invite in spam. Yeah, I get that a lot. There's spam. There's what they call social. Check your social. Check your social to.
He's so fucking frustrated. Okay, well we're not gonna watch all that. That's not as funny as I thought it might be. But we're gonna watch some more Owen. Don't worry. So he says, what you have to understand is, I have an IQ of 144, and you don't realize that emails can move faster than the speed of light and get lost in the space-time continuum. I don't know if that was a good Vox impersonation or not. I can't quite drain my voice of enough soul, enough life to sound like Vox. No, I want to watch the 3-parter where where is it? Okay, here we go. So this is a 3-parter on Owen Benjamin versus. Hang on, we'll find it. We'll find it. Don't worry, chat. We're gonna find it. So Owen Benjamin was back when some people gave a shit about him, and I'm not sure why. But Owen Benjamin was on a podcast by a guy by the name of Joey Diaz. Just one of those, I don't know, Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern types. It's those type kinds. The comedy, morning radio type podcast. Joey Diaz gave Owen an edible, which didn't force him. Didn't push it on him. Owen asked for it, and Owen didn't handle it well. Here's the thing. Now, I have not smoked marijuana before. I've not done marijuana before. I have no interest in drugs. I'll be honest with you. Many vices, that's not one of them. Hell, I don't even drink that much. But I have noticed that really deranged motherfuckers, sociopaths basically, have very, very negative reactions to marijuana. Owen has said he has very, very bad reactions to it. Our good buddy Davis has said the same thing. I think if you're fucked in the head in that kind of way, I think marijuana does a number on you. Just based on what I'm hearing, every fucking sociopath I've ever known who I could be like, yeah, that guy really is a fucking sociopath. If they've tried marijuana, it didn't go well for them. Not a fucking scientist. Didn't do a fucking study on it. I'm just recognizing a pattern I see unfolding before me. But anyways, let's hear Owen's part 1 of this story, this saga.
Where'd you go when you left the Joey Diaz show? I went home. I drove my car 20 miles an hour on a highway and just went home, and I didn't talk for like 2 days. Amy was a little freaked out. I'm never ever smoking weed.
Sorry, guys. I mean, you're not really missing much, but we didn't have the Windows capture on. Well, I mean, all you missed was, this.
Or eating one of their Satan edibles ever again. It was a terrible experience. Did Joey Diaz even call you to see if you were okay or anything? No, I don't think he knows what a phone is. He probably just tries to fuck it. Like, he's an ape. Like, he'd probably look at a phone and be like, oh, it's a phone. Joe Rogan, I'm going to fuck the phone. Was the star...
God, he's such an asshole to people. Like, everybody that was once his friend, he treats like shit now. He doesn't have, like, 1 or 2 people who he's had falling outs with. He's had falling outs with everybody. He's like David Serini in that regard. You know, he's been kicked out of 109 friendships.
Death trip the catalyst that helped you decide to leave LA? No. All of that whole narrative is total nonsense. We were already looking at houses. The Star of Death just made me realize that people who eat weed are fucking retarded.
Who eat weed. I guess edibles, but it's somebody in the chat has an interesting point. He goes, I don't recommend taking it. I suspect it causes people with huge egos to become self-aware. It can bring out negative feelings that you've been suppressing, and it will amplify them tenfold. That's an interesting theory. That may be the case. Somebody says in Canada, or weed as a label, warning may cause schizophrenia. I think, and again, my amateur opinion, I don't think it causes schizophrenia. I think there are people that have it as kind of a low-level thing, and they're still somewhat functional, and I think it's sort of, again, because I think there's almost a bit of self-awareness or some uncomfortable self-awareness that comes with it. I think it sort of sparks it to go out. It's gas on a fire, I guess. But, you know, you pour gas on the ground when there's no fucking ember there, it doesn't do anything, you know. It's when you pour gas on something that's smoldering. And yes, edibles do hit a lot harder than smoking. Even I know that. And I'm not a fucking weed expert, but you're right, chat. And yeah, he took some hard fucking edibles and had a bad trip. And he had a bad trip probably, I think Wandering Eye's onto something there. I think it might have just kind of, I think a lot of these guys, sometimes these drugs just sort of give them this weird, emotionally lucid moment where they finally have, you know, get a mirror shined on their fucking soul, and that's what causes the bad trip. You know, I mean, if I had a fucking mirror shined on my soul, I might throw up, but I'm not gonna be shocked. I know I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Weed has different effects per person. Edibles never got me high. I just didn't like it. It just made me be like, the fuck is this? Like, Joey Diaz appeared like a demon. He was like going on and on about shit. He's just like, I was just fucking my dick. And I'm just like, I could feel this feeling of like, I gotta go. Weed gives me anxiety. Me too. I hated it. Fuck Joey. Yeah, it's just, and then saying that it changed my whole life, it's like, easy, buddy. No, I think it was more the birth of my son. You know, all these Satanists, they're so oblivious to life. They're just such low frequency, just empty stomachs of.
Yes, everybody else is a Satanist. No, I don't believe the birth of his son changed him. I don't think he gives a shit. By the way, there's another thing I was watching on here where he talks about, like, how he likes abusing animals. I'm not making this up, by the way, chat. We'll see if we can find it later. But he was talking about, like, how he abuses the family dog and shit. And he's like, no woman can respect you if you respect animals. And I'm not making this up, by the way. It's on this channel if you want to dig through it. Maybe we'll find it tonight. I don't know. I listened to a shitload of it last night. Good God.
Just appetite, that they have no idea what really matters in people's life. It's like, same with Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz. Like, the last thing they think is, oh, Owen fell in love and had a child, so he wanted to leave. No, they're like, must have been a drug.
I don't believe Owen is capable of love. I'm gonna shit on him hard here. I don't believe he's capable of it. I don't think he has the capacity. I don't think he loves Amy. And it's not he doesn't know what that is. Okay? I don't think he's capable of it. I genuinely do think this man is hollow. Let's put it that way. Let's not use a medical term here. I'm not a doctor. He's hollow.
Because they can't, and even right now, Joe the Toe Rogan will see me rant about him for a year now, and he'll see that I do, like, everyone used to say that Joe the Toe Rogan would do these long, epic, podcasts. How does he talk for 3 hours? And I can do it every day, effortlessly, and run a farm, and be a dad, and, all this stuff I do, and be a
you're awesome, Owen. You're awesome.
Writer, and do an editor, and all this stuff. And of course, the first thing he thinks is meth. Owen Benjamin's on meth. It's like, or I'm not a pathetic waste of space.
A lot of people have suggested Owen's on Adderall, and there's no small amount of evidence for that.
I don't watch pornography. I don't chase pussy and dudes' dicks.
Everything comes back to that, man. He must have had a because again, projection always with these guys. He must have had, be generous and say had, a crippling pornography addiction. Good God. All right, let's go to part 2.
Would you ever do Joey Diaz podcast again? No. Last time he gave me an edible that basically paralyzed me for like 2 days. It was basically like he drugged me.
He drugged me. He handed you an edible and said, here are drugs. I am handing you drugs. Would you like to take drugs? And you said yes and took drugs. That is not him drugging you. You take some responsibility for once in your worthless life, Owen. Oh, by the way, Owen also drove home high as a goddamn kite. Just throwing that out there.
He drugged me.
You want more water?
Yeah.
Okay,
nice.
let's do some water. Yeah.
Fuck.
I told you wanted to eat too. I saved you because I like
you, man.
You want to take a walk? You all right?
Yeah.
Owen won it too, and Joey Diaz said, "No, you can't." Just, again, reiterate that.
Get some man right there. Get some man on the balcony, and take your water with you just in case you fucking, you want to dehydrate a little bit. You'll be all right. This is the real deal at church, As a matter of fact, give me the bag, Lee. I'm gonna eat another one out of respect for this poor kid.
Okay.
And you wanted to take 2? I know. Like, I was like, I'll take another one. And Joey's like, dog, you're going to see the devil's dick. Dog, you're going to see the devil's dick. And
I don't think he said that. It always comes back to dicks with Owen. Another fucking sociopath we were covering tonight who always brings it back to dicks.
I don't hold a grudge, but no, I'm not, he's like, come on, dog, just, come on, dog, just have a treat. I'm like, oh, no way. I want to, when in Rome. And I was just like, so, no, I'm all right. High IQ and edibles don't mix. Yeah, It was.
No, I think we hit on something earlier tonight, Chad. I think God bless my wonderful brain trust of the chat. And I'm not even saying that sarcastically. Love you guys. I think you hit on something there. What was it? Wandering Eye said, high IQ and edibles don't mix. No. High ego and edibles don't mix. And I think you nailed it there. Again, I'm not a scientist. I don't claim, that we've done a comprehensive study here, but that does sort of fit with the patterns I've seen. Mellow, chill motherfuckers who don't live perpetually 3 feet up their own ass don't seem to have much of a problem with weed. And I've known a few who enjoyed a bit too much, and they're maybe not getting enough stuff done as a result. But that could be said of virtually anything. I mean, video games, television, the internet, any kind of fucking thing you enjoy. Too much is by definition too much. But no, high ego and marijuana, man. I don't know. I've never been high. I've never smoked marijuana, so I can't speak firsthand for the effect it has on you. But I guess it shines a mirror in front of these motherfuckers, and they don't like it.
I'm not going to say I have nightmares about it, but it's like, that was terrible.
I'm not going to say I have nightmares about it.
This is the devil here tonight.
I can barely fucking function.
Oh yeah, no, this is. I wanna be around. This is it, man. Where's the fucking light?
Got the pieces
10 lighters.
when somebody breaks your heart.
Well, yeah, but see, here's the good thing that happened from the Joey Diaz
Those few seconds of music probably just got me a copyright strike too.
incident. I'll never smoke weed, ever. It's like, you never really know. Edibles made me feel like I was dying. Yeah, it was so bad that, like, now if anybody's ever like, oh, you want to smoke a little weed? I'm like, no. It's like not even close. To the point where I'm like that I'm oddly thankful that happened.
This happens. They had to do 1,000 things, little stupid. He abandoned shit. He is the first guest that has ever abandoned shit.
Called an Uber, you think?
I don't know. I think he's out there. I could see it. There was one point where I could see his eye just go.
Thank God he said no on the second one.
Yeah, he would have been dead.
Okay, so we'll go to part 3.
And that
Go back to the beginning here.
and pretty hard.
Fuck yeah, and I wouldn't even let you eat the second one because I know these things smack people around really hard.
I'm fucking crazy high though.
Okay, you want more water?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
let's do some water. Yeah.
Fuck.
I told you wanted to eat too. I saved you because I
Thank
like
you, man.
Tremendous. Yeah, those things are strong, Owen. Yeah, you just relax.
man.
This is the devil here tonight.
I can barely fucking function.
Oh yeah, no, this is. I want to be.
So it does seem like Joey Diaz is saying it's the devil, but not the devil's dick. It seems like Owen added that part, but I don't know. Maybe Joey said it, but we ain't seen him say it. It seems like Owen added the devil's dick part.
Be around. This is it, man. Where's the fucking light?
Got the pieces
10 lighters.
when somebody breaks your heart.
You want to take a walk? You all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a
Get some air right there. Get some air on the balcony, and take your water with you just in case you fucking, you want to dehydrate a little bit. You'll be all right. This happens. They had to do 1,000 things, little stupid. He abandoned shit. I really think Owen Benjamin abandoned shit.
Thank God he said no on the second one.
Yeah, he would have been dead. I want to thank Owen Benjamin. These stars are fucking brutal.
No one never returned to the podcast.
Oh, would you ever do Joey Diaz podcast again? No. Last time he gave me an edible that basically paralyzed me for like 2 days. So I go on the podcast, we're smoking some weed, and then he's like, he has an edible, and I'm like, oh, I'll hang, let's do this. And I've been that exact guy on that exact podcast. Woo!
Yeah, Joey
like,
got
gave me
you
the
too,
star,
right?
yeah, and I was, I couldn't handle it, man.
He's a different animal.
I love that dude.
He's the best, but he's a different animal. You can't, don't.
Again, now he's the devil, but even after the fact, doesn't seem like he had a problem with it.
Don't try to outdo him ever.
I was just trying to hang. And so I eat one, and I go to eat another one, and he goes, "No, dog, trust me." And I've heard him on Rogan.
Yeah.
And they always talk about how he never really does that. He always lets people get fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'll take another one. And Joey's like, dog, you're going to see the devil's dick.
He was the one. He had the one. He had mercy on me, which I thought was incredible. Because I'm like, yeah, let me just grab another one of those stars to death. And he's like, no way, doc.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking die.
Trying to be nice to you.
It was basically like he drugged me.
He had mercy on me, which I thought was incredible. And so, because I didn't realize that it was
the Stars of Death.
Star of Death.
That's 100 milligrams.
Yeah, and
plus
so,
you smoked.
Plus a lot. We smoked for an hour.
Are you a big smoker?
I smoke enough. And so we're on the podcast. We're talking, and I start realizing that I can no longer speak. Right, and we're talking about a topic, and I'm literally like, I want to have things. And so I just go, hey man, can I grab some air? And he's like, yeah, dog, definitely get some air. And then I went outside and I just never came back.
You never went back?
No.
What happened to you?
I couldn't feel my legs. And then I was like, I can't go back in there because they're going to know I can't speak. And so I started walking around, and then I figured out I didn't remember how to get back. And so then the next day on Twitter, literally 1,000 people were like, are you okay, man? Did you fucking die? Because it's and it was, I guess people really enjoyed the podcast.
Yeah.
You could genuinely know that you watched someone completely melt down.
Their brain stopped.
My brain stopped working. And then everyone was like, you saw the devil's dick. And I'm like, I did.
You're going to see the devil's dick.
Take the devil's dick.
Sucking the devil's dick.
Sucking the devil's dick now, baby.
I saw the devil's
How'd
dick.
you get home?
I drove.
Why is it always about dick?
But I chilled for a bit though. I went to a park.
No. We just kind of glossed over that, and I don't want to.
But I did.
You're going to see the devil's dick.
Take the devil's dick.
Sucking the devil's dick.
Sucking the devil's dick now, baby.
I saw the devil's
How'd you
dick.
get home?
I drove, but I chilled for a bit though. I went to a park.
He drove. Think of how much he told. How he. Think of the fucking. Playing a violin. He wanted to tell you how fucked up he was, but he drove. What a piece of shit.
And hung for a while.
Yeah, you got high and went to a park.
I stopped being able to talk, and then I just left. I said I'm going to get some air, and I never came back. And then I left Los Angeles. Was the Star of Death trip the catalyst that helped you decide to leave LA? No. All of that whole narrative is total nonsense. We were already looking at houses. And I was like, I'm out of here. And dude, I not that long after left Los Angeles and never went back. Fuck Joey. Yeah, it's just, and then saying that it changed my whole life, it's like, easy, buddy. No, I think it was more the birth of my son. All these Satanists, they're so oblivious to life. They're just such low frequency, just empty stomachs of just appetite that they.
What a shitbag. What a constantly lying shithead this man is. Who follows him? Who still takes him seriously at this point?
I have no idea what really matters in people's life. It's like, same with Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz. Like, the last thing they think is, oh, Owen fell in love and had a child.
I know a lot
so he
of
wanted to
those
leave. No, they're like, must have been a drug. If you can get natural strains of like cannabis or something and it helps you, great. What's out there in those stores? That's terrible. Terrible. Dude, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I got no spiritual awakening from it. Nothing. Like, nothing. I lost my mind for about 40 hours. Nothing scary, but like, during the podcast, he started appearing to me like a dragon, like an angry monster. He's like, bye, rah, rah, rah. And I was just like, it was just like a frozen man trying to get home in a world of demons.
Like Joey Diaz appeared like a demon.
Once I got that high, I was like, this is a den of demons. I wasn't aware of how...
That's another thing. All these hollow motherfuckers, all these types, and they do drugs, they talk about fucking seeing demons. Now, you could take that metaphorically, as they're, seeing what's inside them, or you could maybe take it literally as they're seeing what's inside them. But they're seeing what the fuck's inside them.
Spiritually dark that podcast and the environment was until I got that high.
I'm not going to say I have nightmares about it, but it's like...
It was to a point where I was like, this is not like the weed I smoked in high school that made me a little giggly when I watched The Simpsons. Like, this is really, really bad. I felt really tingly. I had some anxiety from it. I couldn't form a sentence. His energy freaked me out to a degree where I literally just went home. I drove my car like 20 miles an hour on the side of the road in Los Angeles, like so paranoid of other cars. Like, I never drive drunk or anything, even when I drank.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But like, I wasn't trained yet to not drive that high. And so cars just like, meow, and I'm going 20. Like, I need to get back to Amy.
He wasn't trained yet to not drive high. Well, most people with fucking soul realize, hey, I'm kind of fucked up. Maybe I shouldn't drive. Just throwing that out there.
And so I get home and Amy's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I love you. She's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, they gave me a star of death. And she's like, oh, you ate too much weed. I'm like,
I chilled for a bit, though. I went to a park and hung for a while.
Yeah, you got high and went to a park.
And so, cold showers, staring at a wall. Dude, horrible.
What about Joey Diaz? Listen, he has a face larger than the actual moon, and it's fat. But he seems all right. He's just a big old fat fuck, just constantly medicating himself. But, there's nothing wrong with jowls. I got nothing wrong with giant dog jowls on a weird Cuban.
What a shithead.
He's a different animal.
I love that dude.
God, what a shithead. Who is seriously following this man? Like, there's people giving him money to start a fucking compound. I guess we can watch some more of that. But let's see. Yeah, we'll watch some more of that.
Hello, everybody. I'm trying to take a nap, and my kids just keep running over and punching me in the face. I know I'm tired. Remember when you just came over and grabbed my nose? I've been trying to sleep in this hammock, and my kids just keep coming over and, just cold cocking me in the face. I know we can do it. I just found one with, almost 2 miles of riverfront where we could set up, 20...
By the way, he's trying to talk his fans, for those of you who didn't catch it yesterday, he's trying to talk his fans into giving him millions, literal millions of dollars, so that he can buy a compound, and then they'll be allowed to help him build the compound, and sometimes they'll be allowed to visit the compound, where he's going to have Owen Bear Camp. Good Lord.
Off-grid cabins for people to come camp on the river. We have thousands of bears, so nobody has to pay a lot. And just get together a fund where...
Yes, let's assume that's true for a moment, that he has thousands of fucking fans. If you're a fan of this man, if you follow this man, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you view this man with anything but scorn and contempt, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Where I can purchase land and then make it available for camping for people. I already found another great property in North Idaho. We just need to get together a good cash fund so I can pull the trigger. But for the people that support and make Beartaria possible, you always have a place to hook up a...
I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. I hope he gets his fucking compound. I hope he sets up his fucking compound. I hope him and his fucking idiot followers pull some shit to give the feds an excuse to wipe them the fuck out. Because A, that'll make the feds look bad again, which great. Fuck the government. And B, nothing of value will be lost. The world would be a better place if him and his cult were no longer on it. In this wonderful flat dome we call Earth.
RV. So many people that are enthusiastic about it because it's so clearly not about me. It's about the...
Somebody in the chat, Davis loves Owen. Of course he does, because Owen is a more successful version of Davis. Owen, the only difference is, aside from more hair on his head, Owen actually has a wife, actually has has children. To his credit, actually owns a fucking place, has actually made some money scamming morons on the internet. Owen is what Davis wishes he was.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Which is pretty fucking sad. Imagine wishing you were Owen Benjamin. Have I heard of Jesus? I certainly have. Thank you very much. Spice Weasel donated $25. Thank you very much for that. All I need is the rest of you to each donate $25,000, and then we will start Bulbatopia. $25, he says, if Owen's kids are actually hitting him in the face, they officially have more sense than his fans. Yeah, no shit. Can you imagine what a shitty father this man is? Like, just the mood swings, the bipolar stuff, the way these kids no doubt have to walk around on eggshells around this motherfucker. Like, a parent being unstable is very, very hard on a child. Especially a very small child, because you're the parent, you're the rock, you're the fucking center of their fucking universe. The thing everything rotates, orbits around. It's very, very hard on a child to have a, let's not mince words, insane parent. That's some baggage that follows you. Trust me on that. That's something that takes a lot of time and work to get over.
The future of our way of life. Yeah, Bertaria. Amy likes Ursa Mountain better though. She thinks Bertaria sounds like I'm saying retardia.
Amy's right. Ursa Mountain is a better name than Bertaria. Which is why you should go with Bertaria, because this does not deserve the better name. So I hope you go with Bertaria.
Baby, do you like fried chicken? Yes. Is the Pope homosexual?
Do bears like fried chicken?
What's that, buddy?
Do bears like fried...
Yeah, the bears love fried chicken.
Isaac Clark sends $2 Canadian. I'm not sure what that is in real money, but thank you very much for the Canadian dollars. And he says, Odin Benjamin is an alt-right Shay Carl. Also, not sure why I have you heard of Jesus for Streamlabs, but not YouTube Super Chats. But I'm kind of retarded that way, so I probably have it all fucked up.
A timeshare that isn't actually just usury in disguise. Exactly. What I can guarantee is lifetime access to, honor system within reason. It doesn't mean you live there everyone knows what I'm talking about. Anybody that doesn't, go with the flow on that is being a DICK anyway. But anytime you want to go, like with an RV or a tent or something, you have access to a designated area.
By the way, Owen, loving the vertical filming. Very Dindu on World Star Hip Hop. Loving it a lot there.
That's huge. I would so be in on that. It's so much. I'm almost jealous of you guys. It'd be so much easier to just contribute to Bertaria and then enjoy it when you want to. I'm going to have to do a lot of legal shit. I got a mosquito on me. Oh, I said a weak word. Biggest mosquito I've ever seen. Was that a big mosquito? Little grab, we got him, that little blood grabber. Guys, Idaho is happening. We have already raised like 60, 70 grand.
If that's true, fucking shame on all of you that did that. Fucking shame on you. Like, I don't think he's ever going to make this happen. I hope he does. I hope he does, because it's going to end in the fucking feds wiping him out. And good. But he's not going to. This isn't a man known for his follow-through.
Isn't that insane?
Yes.
It's going to happen. We're going to get a campground. Just know that it's not about owning land. Like, every now and then there'll be a comment that's like, oh, here's my $400. I'll give you $400. And then all I want is an acre of land. Dude, an acre of land is like $30,000. Dude, I already have such an awesome vision. It's like 12 by 12 or 12 by 16 off-grid cabins all down a river where you can fish off your front porch. And I'm sure people are going to talk SHIT and say, oh, it's not a scam. It's not. I never do. I don't care about money. It's like all the people that said unauthorized was. Every time you're going to do something that actually frees your people, all the gammas just freak out. They're like, oh, look at him. Oh, he's using it for porno. We got a Venmo going now.
Who said
and a
you're using
PayPal.
it for porno?
Hey, buddy. PayPal takes a few months before they figure out who's doing it.
Nobody likes Scrabblers.
There's a Reddit thread of gammas that are planning to send your P.O. Box bad checks. Well, that's a felony, so they can have fun with that. If there's no address on, I won't even say what my methods are. But that's called.
He's got methods. I love this. Like, well, that's a felony. He's going to go after him. He's going to go after him if they send him bad checks. Look, I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything when I say this. You could troll this motherfucker with bad checks. You better damn well believe it. Okay? What's he going to do? Is he going to get fucking Detective Gorin to track you down? He's going to fingerprint it and find out. He's not going to do shit. He ain't going to do shit. If you were to troll this motherfucker, unless you're dumb enough to put your fucking real name and your return address on it, he ain't going to do shit. He ain't going to do shit. You send him fucking checks for Bruce Banner or William T. Riker or some bullshit name like that, and he's going to try and cash it and waste his fucking time and look like a moron. All right? It's going to waste his time. I mean, it's not even the funniest troll, but the idea that if somebody does that to him, he's gonna track him down. He's got his methods. It's fucking bullshit, Owen. And you acting like you're gonna fucking do that just encourages more 4chan motherfuckers to fuck with you.
Wire fraud. Like that's literally like 5 years in jail felony, and it's super easy to prove. Like,
super easy to prove.
We're gonna thin him bad checks, and then he's gonna suffer, and no one's gonna have Bertaria. Bertaria is never gonna work. It's like
nobody has to.
Man,
troll
those gammas in the Reddits, they.
By the way, nobody has to troll him for this to not work. That said, I want him to make this happen. I want him to make this happen. Because it will end. The saga of Owen Benjamin will end very, very badly. Okay? So, the crazier it gets before it ends badly, the more spectacular the series finale of the Owen Benjamin show will be. Okay? So the more this fucking stakes get amped, okay, the crazier this ending's gonna be. So I fucking want him to make this happen, okay? Because right now, we have a lunatic on a fucking farm with his wife and kids. And right now, it's probably going to end. If I was a betting man, I'd put my money on a very Chris Benoit type ending. Jack from The Shining, shall we say, would be where I would put my money. But if you turn this into a whole fucking compound of like-minded lunatics, out in the woods. Then it's going to be a far, far, far more spectacular ending. And I will say, I feel a tremendous amount of pity for the children and for even the dog. None for Amy. Not a shred for Amy anymore. At this point, she's had every fucking opportunity to get the fuck out of there. All right? At this point, Amy's fucking made her decisions. She knows she is responsible for what will likely happen to her as a result of this. And whatever it is, it ain't going to be good. The children I feel sorry for. The dog I feel sorry for. The fucking goats I feel sorry for. Okay? But no sympathy for Amy. Not anymore. Used to be able to be like, well, you know, she married this guy when he was still just some goofball actor and she had no idea what the fuck he'd be. But she's still letting this idiot fucking come in her and knock her up. All right? She's just as shitty as him.
They don't realize just how illegal half the stuff they're doing is.
What the fuck are you going to do?
Why just say nobody likes to grab? No, he says hi, Bears. What's that, buddy? Are trolls real? It's a metaphor. People can act troll-like. We'll send a bad check and commit a crime. Good thing. Oh, I know. And they're bragging about it. Guys, there's police.
I'm mildly surprised Owen didn't just tell him trolls are real. Just think trolls are real.
Police all over Reddit. Do you know a lot of those people starting threads are federal agents? Those Reddit threads are full of feds.
I'm sure the bear community, though, has no feds in it.
The feds for that. They're just rounding them up. They're just like, hey, fellow bear haters. It's like what they used to do with the Muslims, where they're just like, who wants to help me make a bomb? Filled with feds. Fact, dude, it's like half of it is feds. Like the whole thing is like, hey, fellow bear, hey, who else here hates Owen Benjamin? I know feds have done stuff like that.
No, I'm sure
This will be a whole subreddit now. They'll be like, oh, Owen Benjamin says it. Dude, they're just getting rounded up. I stopped caring when I stopped realizing that it was my responsibility to teach these young men.
Oh, good God.
It's like, go for it, dude. Hatch a plan with an anonymous stranger online about that's wire fraud. Good luck. North Idaho is great. It's bear country. And we have like a political stronghold there. You can have an AR-15 with 50 rounds in it with a binary setting sitting in your truck as you're driving, and cops would be like, nice. What's a grabber? I don't know, you're banned. How's that sound? You come back at 5.0. Then we'll talk about what a grabber is.
Wow. It just doesn't take much, does it?
What is a grabber, fellow bears?
I want to see a grabber too when I get older.
You want to what?
I want to see a grabber too.
You want to see a grabber when you get older? I'll show you a grabber. Daddy knows a couple. Daddy's friends with a couple grabbers.
Oh, God. That poor fucking kid. Kid doesn't stand a chance. Oh, boy. That's fucking sad. That poor kid. All right. You see, the kid makes me sad about it. It's funny, but then you realize there is an innocent child caught up in this impending disaster. You know, I mean, even if nothing like fuck it, even if it's not gonna end Jack from the Shining style, imagine being raised by Owen Benjamin, and you got to go out into the world being raised by this fucking lunatic. Imagine what that does to you. Sad. Fucking sad. Lordy. Poor fucking kid. Alright, well, we'll pray. We'll put a pin in it. Come back to it later. A lot of Owen content, though, to go over. Exactly. John Steele says, do you like gladiator movies? Yeah, Owen's going to show him a Grappler. God. What a shitbag. What a shitbag that man is. Fucking people sending him money. Sad. Just sad. But you know what, folks? I got some writing to do, actually. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. If you enjoy the content I put out, you can support the show, paypal.me/thebeckoff. There's also streamlabs.com/thebeckoff, where you can donate when I'm not live with a message, and I'll see it when I am live and read it out. Anything else? SoundCloud.com/nano_squid to find the music we were playing before the show started. And also, once more, I just want to reiterate that the Dreamcast, the Sega Dreamcast controller was absolute trash. Just going to throw that out there again. And that's it for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. Beckloff out.